I already recorded this video, but didn't press the record button. And I'm highly annoyed. Welcome back to my channel. You are watching Basketball Unfiltered. And today, we are going to do things a little bit differently. I am going to give you my top 10 most overrated players of the NBA season. A combination of last season and a little bit from this season, but we are going to go through my top 10 players who I think are overrated. Now, we can probably switch up a couple of things. We can add to my list if you think that there's someone that's on my list that is not on my list, or if there's someone that you think shouldn't be on my list that I should probably take off, or if you have a player that you want to switch out, someone that you think should be on the list that I didn't put and you want to take someone off and put someone on. But let's talk about it. My top 10 most overrated players of the NBA season. Stay tuned. So, let's get into it. Number 10, Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond is 6'11", 280 pounds. He is big and overrated. He was drafted in 2012 by the Detroit Pistons in the first round. I think he was pick number 9. I think everyone expected that he was going to be like one of the best league's centers because he was so big. And I think coming from UConn, we expected a lot from him. But in my opinion, I don't really think that he's lived up to the hype. His defense is average, and he doesn't seem to be able to understand how to capitalize on his size. And he's a liability from the free throw line. So if you're going to have someone who's an average defender, who doesn't really know how to turn his size into something that can work for him, and when you go to the free throw line, you can't buy a basket, you're overrated. Moving on. Number 9, Rajon Rondo. Rajon Rondo is 6'1", 186 pounds. Drafted in 2006, first round. Pick number 21 by the Phoenix Suns. Rajon, in my opinion, is overrated. He is not that elite point guard that he once was. His Celtics days are over. He's an average point guard, in my opinion. His shooting is not that great. He's not that great of a leader. Not that athletic. What does Rajon Rondo do? And I think that he feels that he's so good, like he should always have the ball. And I'm not getting why, because in my opinion, his days of being in that elite point guard conversation has passed. Let it go. Number 8, Blake Griffin. 6'10", 250 pounds, drafted as the first pick by the Los Angeles Clippers. Blake, I feel like injuries have kind of plagued him a little bit. He's definitely not as great as I think that he should be. And don't get me wrong, he's gotten better. Blake has definitely gotten better. He's developed a jump shot, but his post moves are average at best. When you play beside an elite point guard like Chris Paul, there's certain things and certain aspects of the game that you should automatically pick up. And I feel like Blake has not done that. He's gotten a little bit better, but that doesn't mean that he is as great as he should be. Definitely overrated in my eyes. Number 7, Draymond Green. Draymond is 6'7", 230 pounds, drafted in 2012 by the Golden State Warriors. Second round draft pick, number 35. Draymond is definitely the heart and soul of the Golden State Warriors, but this is not a pageant show. This is not a talent show. I'm not going to give him points because he allows the Golden State Warriors to have a little bit more oomph. I don't care about that. So besides kicking people in places that I can only assume is extremely painful, what does Draymond Green do that is worthy of him being as elite as some people say he is? Let's talk about it. Don't get me wrong, Draymond Green does a little bit of everything. He's like a poor man's LeBron James. But there's not one specific thing that I can point out that he does exceptionally well. I think Draymond has just found himself a part of a great team, playing in a great system, that has allowed him to thrive and be as successful as he is. Would he be this successful if he was in another team or a part of a different system? I don't think so. I guess we probably will never know. I doubt they're ever going to trade him, and I don't think that he would ever leave. So he just definitely found himself with a pot of gold. But that doesn't mean that he's not overrated, because he is. Number 6, Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard's huge self is 6'11", 265 pounds, drafted in 2004 as the Orlando Magic's first draft pick. And he is overrated. Dwight has been in the league for about 12 to 13 years, and there's nothing that's so memorable about him that really stands out in my mind when it comes to his game. His offense, subpar. His defense has been decreasing. And based on his size and how monstrous he really should be, he is as soft as cotton candy on a warm summer's day in the amusement park. His Magic days are over, and there's nothing that really stands out about his game anymore. I don't even remember much about Dwight Howard. All I know is that his head's really small and his shoulders are really big. Number 5, Derrick Rose. Derrick is 6'3", 190 pounds, and overrated. Derrick was a monster, but I feel like he's just a monster that has lost his bite. No one's really afraid of him anymore. At all. He can't stay healthy. He's an average defender. He doesn't distribute. I think in the past couple of years, he shot about 39% from the field. That's average at best. So what does he do besides collect suits to sit on the bench, sell some okay shoes, break his brittle bones, and every once in a while he does some flashy move that's worthy of some oohs and ahs? Is that it? Is that all you're going to give me? Number 4, LaMarcus Aldridge. LaMarcus is 6'11", 260 pounds, and there's not much that I can say about him being a bad player. He's definitely not that at all. He's actually a really good, solid player. But I think he's overrated. At times, I think he's a bit inconsistent, and I don't know if he can definitely carry a team. I don't know if he could be the face of a franchise. He was supposed to be the Duncan 2.0, and I don't really know if he can fill those shoes. I think being a part of the Spurs, their offense is so widely spread out. Everyone has the chance to be offensively great. And I don't really know if LaMarcus fits into that system quite well. I think that he's better of a two-man setup type of a play where he has like a really great offensive sidekick. Kind of like when he was with Brandon Roy or he had like a Damian Lillard. I don't really know if he works well on the Spurs. He works well enough that he's been there for as long as he has been, but I don't really know if that's his type of play. I don't know if that really fits into the system in which he plays with. But I think he's overrated. I think that for as elite as people kind of put him out there to be, I think he just, like Draymond, has found himself in a really great system on a really great team, and that allows him to be as successful as he is. Nothing is wrong with that, but I just think that as an individual player, I wouldn't definitely rate him as high as some people may. But again, my opinion. Number 3, the great Stephen Curry. I know, blasphemous. Now, Curry will probably go down as one of the greatest shooters that we've ever seen in the NBA. Personally, in my years of living on this earth, I've never seen anyone shoot like that. It's crazy and a little bit unfair. And it's like he doesn't seem to have a bad shot. Anything that he chooses to shoot goes through the net. And it's mind-boggling at times. But other than that, that's all I can pretty much say about Steph. That's all I can say about him. I mean, he's a pretty average defender. He's pretty okay when it comes to that. His passing is also okay. It's pretty good, I guess. It's not great, but it's good. I think it's a little bit above average, but it's cool. It's all right. And maybe overrated isn't the word. I think probably overhyped is a better word to use when it comes to Steph Curry. I think that they were looking so hard for someone to dethrone LeBron, and Kevin Durant definitely didn't live up to that. And so when Curry kind of stepped in there and was doing as well as he was, and he was leading the Golden State Warriors to a record that was beating the Bulls record, they wanted him to be the greatest player of all time so bad. There was If there was anyone that they wanted to compare Jordan next to, they didn't want to say it was LeBron, so they wanted to put Curry in that shoes so badly. But slow your horses. Slow down. Slow your rolls, because he's not bad at all. He's an average defender, and when his high level of offense takes a backseat, so does he. He has nothing else to fall back on. Great shooter, probably one of the greatest that I've ever seen. Average passer, average defender, but when that shot does not fall, he fails, and he does not have anything else in his arsenal that he can pull out that allows him to still be an all-around great player. Again, I think he's overrated. I think he's overhyped. And I think that people so badly want to get LeBron out of this great player category that they will put anyone that is a little bit close to being on that level. And when they saw that Steph Curry was that good, they were going to definitely put him up there. But slow down, people. Don't drag it. Number 2, DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre is 6'11", 200 and I think 60 pounds. Drafted in 2008. Second round pick, 35 by the Los Angeles Clippers. And if there's anyone on this list that I believe is extremely overrated, it is DeAndre Jordan. Now, DeAndre is a great shot blocker, great rebounder. He has some great dunks, and he has even stronger hair. But he has a post move that is unreliable. He cannot buy a free throw. And when you are playing beside someone like Chris Paul, just like Blake Griffin, I feel like your game should be a lot better. You should have a lot more finesse in your game. And he does not. He gets most of his points from turnovers, weak pick and rolls, weak plays, lobs. That's it. I don't feel like he's the type of a player that can create a shot for himself. He's overrated, and he is so huge. I saw him play in person, and he is humongous. And for someone that is that big, they should be able to finesse your game a lot better, and he does not do that. He's overrated. Get him out of here. And number 1 on my list of top 10 players that I believe are overrated. Drum roll, please. Carmelo Anthony. No shocker there. Carmelo Anthony was drafted in 2003, first round, 3rd pick by the Denver Nuggets. And I think that he is one of the most overrated players because there are so many people who still think that he is elite. A lot of people think that I hate Carmelo Anthony. I don't hate him, but I just think that if you're going to continue to put him on this high pedestal, then he has to perform at that high pedestal level. And because he fails to perform at that high level, that is why I always give him that high critique. Stop telling me that he's elite when he doesn't play like he's elite. It just doesn't add up. At one point, there was a serious case for Carmelo Anthony being better of a player than LeBron James was. I think some delusional people still think that he's a better all-around player. That was a funny joke. I just think that he is lazy. He's complacent. He doesn't push himself to be better. I think he's so comfortable. I don't know. I'm over him. I just want him to be better so badly, and I just think that he's not. I don't think he is as efficient as he once was. I like Syracuse Melo. I like Olympic Melo. I don't like regular season NBA Melo at all. I'm over him. And I think that he needs to definitely find himself. I think that he's going through a lost phase. And as an NBA player, I feel like in the past 10 years, he's definitely one of the most overrated players, in my opinion. But this is all my opinion. This is all very subjective. This is worth conversation. And I feel like my mind might change. I feel like someone might change my mind today. Give me your top 2 who you would take off of my list and 2 players that you would put on my list. So let's talk about it. Let's have some fun. But this is my top 10 overrated players. If you want, I can repeat them one more time. Number 10, Andre Drummond. Number 9, Rajon Rondo. Number 8, Blake Griffin. Number 7, Draymond Green. Number 6, Dwight Howard. Number 5, Derrick Rose. Number 4, LaMarcus Aldridge. Number 3, Steph Curry. Number 2, DeAndre Jordan. And number 1, Carmelo Anthony. So the list is not in any specific order. I feel like the order can definitely be changed and be switched around. But this is just the top 10 that I thought of right off the top of my head without having to do any extensive research. I feel like there is somebody that I'm probably missing and probably some players that should get honorable mention. But once again, if there's anybody that you would like to add to my list or take off of my list, let's talk about it. I am up for discussion. And yeah, this is my list. So let me know what your list is. If you have top 10 that you think is overrated, let me know your top 10. We can compare and contrast our lists. Let's have some fun. This is all about subjective conversation. But once again, thank you for watching Basketball Unfiltered. I'm going to put out an episode today, and I'm also going to put out an episode on Sunday. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support. If you are not subscribed to me, subscribe to me. And also subscribe to a website in which I write for. It is sportsredefinedmag.com. A lot of great authors are on there that write some pretty dope articles, and you should check it out. It's really, really good. And there's also some newsletters that will be coming out, and I'll definitely put all the links to all of that good stuff in the description box below. And it's, as always, a pleasure to do this. So thank you again for your support. Keep watching, because you have been watching Basketball Unfiltered. Thank you. Bye, guys.